Assalamu alaikum. The Arab is a Bedouin driving a caravan in the desert of Arabia. The Arab is an oil prince driving a limousine in London. The Arabs are Muslims and the Muslims are Arabs. No. To begin with, this cliche is not true. That is, not all the Arabs are Muslims and not all the Muslims are Arabs. In fact, the bulk of the Muslims is in the Far East, in Malaysia. Here I want to salute my friend Haji Abdul Aziz Sharif from Malaysia. So Malaysia, Indonesia, also China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Russia. We forget there are millions of Russian Muslims. So not all the Arabs are Muslims and not all the Muslims are Arabs. So there are many cliches. And to clear them, we will use this book, inshallah, just randomly and very rapidly going through its pages. So for instance, on page 7, you read, to understand the present of the Arabs, we must go back in their history. It can indeed shed some light, as great Ibn Khaldun, the Tunisian philosopher, stated, quote, "The future resembles the past more than water resembles water," unquote. Beautiful. To study the history of a people, it is also necessary to start with their geography, their nature. A geography determines their behavior. So remember the desert of Arabia. Now, on page 11, you find someone called Tarafa ibn al-Abd. That is a great poet. He's considered as the greatest poet of the 7th odes, al-Mu'allaqat Saba. Some critics judge him to be the greatest of the pre-Islamic poets, if not the greatest Arab poet. So here is a contrast between the harshness of the desert nature and the beauty of the rhymes of poetry. Right, and then obviously there's a close link between Islam and Arabic. Most historical sources begin the history of the Arabs from 610 AD with the beginning of Islam, and for a good reason. Islam was the catalyst for the biggest expansion of the Arabs in history. It came from India to southern Spain, Andalusia. Okay, talking about Islam, obviously you have to talk about its prophet, Prophet Muhammad. So on page 23, you read something like, historians are puzzled by the sweeping conquests of Islam in the 6th and 7th century. The reasons suggested are many. The Bedouin Arabs are restless people. They liked anarchy and had no... Okay, anarchy, that's true. This is one of the proofs of the Prophet Muhammad. He could unite the Arabs, although they never liked any organization, to tell the truth. And now, the most important thing of Islam is, of course, the Quran. Okay, the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad piecemeal in 20 years. He was in a state of trance when receiving the divine message from Gabriel. When Muhammad returned to normal, he read it to his companions. Each verse was linked to a specific situation in the life of the Prophet, who fixed even the order of the verses. Well, Muhammad, peace be upon him, succeeded in uniting the Arabs and the Muslims from different cultures, Persians, Romans, Abyssinians, etc., even Jewish. But after his death came a split, and you have many sects in the Muslim world. You have, okay, on page 43, some of them are the Murji'a, the Shia, the Khariji, the Mu'tazilite, the Wahhabi, the Ash'ari, etc., etc., etc. And then came some very dark pages in the history, some wounds in the body of Islam, especially with Hulagu, the Mongol warrior in 1256, who sacked Baghdad, the center of culture. Another wound is the Crusades, were started in the 11th century, and finally the Six-Day War, but broke the hearts of the Arabs. But let me just move to language. I promised yesterday to tell you something about the Arabic language, because some people simplify. Who is an Arab? Simply someone who speaks Arabic. It's actually a prophetic tradition. Whoever speaks Arabic is Arab. What about the Arabic language? I may be accused of bias because I'm Arab and Muslim, but let us just read what a non-Muslim said about Arabic. Professor Bernard Comrie of the University of California, quote, "The Arabic language is already studied intensively as the language of a major culture and a major religion. Here, I want to adopt a narrower perspective to show even those linguists who do not yet share such broader cultural perspective on Arabic studies, that the Arabic language has much to offer them," unquote, Mr. Comrie. Well, yesterday I promised to talk about concatenative, non-concatenative. This is a very barbarian word, but let's just simplify it. Concatenation means just a chaining of words, like when you say, "She was married." 4 words. In Arabic, it's a blend. You say "tazawwajat" in 1 word. Well, inshallah, we'll try and elaborate more from this book, inshallah.